This book should have been called Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Funny Animals, because that's all this book has. It's just a bunch of funny little guys, little creatures, little mischief men. There are at least 6, maybe even 9 different funny animals throughout this entire book. So, to make things more streamlined, I'm going to segment this video into chapters based on the funny animals shown in chronological order. We'll go through the journey of Percy Jackson and the power of friendship, and oh look, somebody dies by the hands of another god. Yes, we'll get to that, but that's all the backdrop. That's not important. That's not the foreground of the story. The foreground of the story is the funny animals. So, without further ado, it's funny time! So, I failed to mention this in the previous video, but Joyce Byers ends up dating someone new, whose name is Paul Blowfish. But, I kid you not, this book makes 2 jokes on separate occasions, one in the beginning and one in the end, where they call him Paul Blowfish. Since blowfishes are funny animals, and since the book acknowledges that his name is Paul Blowfish, 8 counts for this chapter. Alan Blowfish takes Percy to a new school because apparently every school has kicked Percy out because they are ableist and won't care to children with ADHD. Also, he has kinda caused the destruction for each school by simply existing. So, really, it's a net neutral here. Percy ends up finding the damn girl, whose name is Rachel Elizabeth Adair. Now, if you don't recall the last video, she basically can see through the mist, which leads to Rachel and Percy finding 2 more monsters in the form of preppy cheerleaders, which results in the school fire, in which Mr. Blowfish watches Percy stab a cheerleader and flee from the scene of a crime that he didn't commit. After fleeing to camp with Annabeth, Percy is quickly caught up in all the obligatory camp stuff. Grover, a child, is being berated by a council of knack jigglesons because he can't find the literal missing god who's been declared dead for a millennium. Dionysus is away on business. Clary's found a friend who turned evil wandering through New Mexico. Tyson is back and happy, and here we have Big Dog from Hell. Big dog, hell dog, the dog, the sword pit, somebody order a dog. So, anyway, there's a big dog in the sword arena with a new sword instructor. His name is Quintus, which translates to 5th. So, from here on out, I shall call him Mambo number 5. Mambo number 5 owns said doggy, which is actually a hellhound named Mrs. O'Leary. While he is the new instructor, Mambo number 5 is kinda sus, but we don't have the time for nuanced analysis here. We shall continue.
Get over here!
Mambo number 5 leads all the campers to play a game of Capture the Flag. However, the rules are a little bit different here at Camp Half-Blood. Instead of 2 teams, it's teams of 2. Instead of a flag, it's gold laurels. And instead of a flagpole, it's huge scorpions. Mambo number 5 tells these campers to fight giant scorpions and snatch the funny laurels. So, while Percy and Annabeth are fighting for their lives, they accidentally fall into a hole. And now, I will talk about the plot, but very quickly, because I want to get back to the funny animals. So apparently while Percy was away, Clarice had found her evil friend in New Mexico, which led to the reveal that stupid Luke is trying to find the Labyrinth to invade camp. Coincidentally, this hole that Percy and Annabeth fell into is actually the entrance to the Labyrinth. Once they pop out, the camp decides what the next mission is. Annabeth will assemble a team of campers to hunt for Daedalus, the creator of the Labyrinth, to prevent Luke from finding the funny string. Now, that's all you're gonna get. Back to the funny animals. Eventually, the Labyrinth spat out the party into Alcatraz prison. In here, they ended up freeing a 100-handed one named Briarees, and barely escaping this monstrosity. This is its name. I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know if it's Camp, or Campe, or Campa. So, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce its name, because the internet doesn't know how to pronounce its name. So I'll just say this fella. Anyway, the reason this fella has their own chapter is because they have an amorphous belt of animal heads constantly shaping and dissolving into itself. this isn't really a funny animal situation, but it had to go on the list. This wasn't really like a quality of funny animals type beat, but more instead of a quantity of funny animals. Like, there's a bear head next to a snake face, and that kind of counts, right? The gang and Briarees escaped through the labyrinth since they didn't have all the plane parts to get to the bridge. And once in the labyrinth, Briarees kind of dips out and leaves Tyson crying in tears. Truly, the labyrinth knows nothing but suffering to its travelers, bringing only pain and despair. Truly, all hope dies within the walls of the labyrinth. Sweet! Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Triple G Ranch. We get more than 3 times the funny animals for 3 times the fun. Want to taste the classics? How about looking upon the cattle of Apollo? Boy, would you look at those fellas graze and raised here on our ranch. These babies are 100% grass-fed to make sure that you and your soldiers are getting 100% well-fed. Now, if you're looking for something a little untraditional, a little ghastly, a little spooky, well, by golly, come here. We got some big old critters for you. These puppies grow to 10 feet long, and they come 6 times a discount when you buy them in bulk. Good for target practice, battle training, and whatever your destructive hearts desire. Moving on over to our prize possessions, we've got the man-eating horses. Excellent for your wartime needs. All for the low, low price of 30,000 drachma. You heard it here, folks. Man-eating horses. Not even the children of Poseidon can sway these beasts' appetite. So come on down to Triple G Ranch, where it's 3 times the funny animals for 3 times the fun. Froggy! As the gang departs from the ranch, Eurytion, the son of Ares and a large hole in my demi-name theory, gives Percy a medallion which transforms into a mecha spider. The little guy leads the gang to a sphinx, also known as a really big cat, which then begins to quiz Annabeth. Annabeth, a highly intelligent and gifted child, then proceeds to berate and ridicule the Sphinx whilst critiquing the flaws of the public school system. The big cat tries to kill the gang because apparently anti-intellectualism is the way of the future. Eventually, the mecha spider leads the party to Hephaestus, where, immediately after berating the non-Cyclopean characters, he asks these children to do a side quest for him. He tasks them with going into his forge, which of course is Mount St. Helens, obviously, and cleaning it out of hidden rodents who seem to constantly elude the eyes of the gods. On their way, Grover and Tyson split up due to the Knack Jickelson side quest because these, once again, children constantly need to appease the adults who can't do anything for themselves and put the weight of the world on the kids who didn't ask to be born. Anyway, Percy and Annabeth make it to the forge. Annabeth tells Percy to stay put so that way she can go invisible and scope out the place. But since Percy has ADHD, he can't stay still for more than 2 minutes and hops into a minecart. He ends up in a classroom within the mountain with children being taught war propaganda. Percy emerges to find out that these children are actually Telkines, or Telkines. Basically funny water dogs, and it turns out it was puppy propaganda. Okay, Percy revealed himself. Now we can cue the chaos. Percy runs away, finds Annabeth, and she's like, why didn't you stay still? And Percy's like, I've got a plan. And then Annabeth's like, you're a stupid idiot. And then Percy says, well, you've got to get out of here. And then Annabeth goes, this seaweed, you seaweed brain, and then kisses him on the cheek, and then gets out of there while Percy commits an act of war by blowing up the mountain. For a large portion of the book, we don't really get any funny animals, except for like a snake that attacks Grover and Tyson. It's a big snake. It's not a normal snake. It would kind of suck. It's a big snake, but regardless of that, there's no real funny animals. So really, there's no real development or moments of importance that occur through the book. There's no story beats that affect the reader mentally and emotionally in a very vulnerable way. No, Percy doesn't get stranded on an island and is not embraced in the comfort of a new friend with a mysterious past. No, none of that. No drastically heartbreaking decisions for Percy to make. A child being forced to make a moral dilemma within himself and with the new friend he made. He doesn't have to break this person's heart because of the duty of his mission and because of his burden as a child of the gods. No, this doesn't happen in the book. There's no funny animals. So this can't happen. There's no opportunity for Percy to be happy and finally get rid of the prophecy that has been on his back. There's no saddening weight to the words written in this book. As Percy forever ponders, what if I could have been happy forever? No, there's none of that. It's nothing. There are no funny animals here, so we have to continue. We have to move forward. There is only ever moving forward. And here we arrive. The lair of Cronus, the Titan of time, and the fated destroyer of the Olympians. The gravity and importance of this situation is far too complex for this medium. So, I've spent large amounts of time, money, and blood to get this next segment completely animated. I won't sugarcoat it. This will be the best animation you will have seen. So, without further ado, Chapter 8.
Okay, so Percy, he's in Cronus's lair, and he goes up and he sees the sarcophagus, or whatever it's called. And he's like, if I kill Cronus, then that means... Hold on, let me switch hands. Then that means that there's no war and there's no prophecy. So if I kill... Well, he's dead. I can't kill him again. But if he's double dead, then I save the day, because I'm Percy. I'm Poseidon's jacked son. And then over here we have like an evil camper over. It's backwards. We got like an evil camper, and then like these are the Telkines, and they're like, "Hey kid, we have a weapon for Cronus already. All you need to do, here's the weapon. All you need to do is, pledge your loyalty to Cronus. You just got to be like." This one's talking. You just got to be like, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the... Yeah, kid, we got the weapon right here. You just gotta, you need to do your thing. And then, okay, so over here, Percy's like, I gotta get this started. Gotta get this party started. I gotta kill him. So he goes and he opens it up and it's empty. It's not supposed to be empty. Hold on. It's not supposed to be empty. Okay. There we go. He opens it up and it's Luke. Luke's in here. He's not really been in the book this whole time, so I don't know why he's the one inside Cronus's tomb. But he's in there, and Percy's like, "What is No, that's not Cronus. It's Luke. Luke's in there. Oh my god!" And so, but he makes like a lot. He makes a lot of noise, and then these guys over here, they're like, "He's waking up. Come on, we gotta go. We gotta go." And then they all go, and then Percy hides, and he hides like back here or something. And then this guy's like, "Hey, you're all right, kid. Come on, go pledge allegiance to the flag of him, and go awaken Cronus." And then like he gets over there, and then Percy comes out of hiding, and he's like, he was invisible, by the way. He stops being invisible. You could tell, you couldn't tell. You could see him because this is, it's visual representation. I can't make someone invisible. He's like, "No, guy, don't do it. Don't pledge of allegiance to the flag of him and him." And then the Telkines are like, it's that guy. It's Percy Jackson. Hurry up before he does a thing. This is the weapon. And then this guy, he's like, "I hate to tell you, Percy, but it was always gonna come down to this. You see, my mom is the Greek goddess of revenge. No, not revenge. My mom is the Greek goddess of betrayal, and I betrayal you, Percy Jackson. And then Percy's like, oh no! And then the guys are like, yeah, yeah. They're buddies, by the way. They're best friends. And then he's like, I'm gonna do it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United...
I'm dead!
It is at this moment where we finally meet Pan, Grover's long-awaited end to a journey lasting centuries and spanning hundreds of satyrs. And we are rewarded with gold. Not only do we have some funny animals here, not only is there more than one funny animal, but all of these bad boys are extinct. Okay, it's not good that they're extinct. It's good that they're here and not dead. Okay, well, they are dead. They're just not. They're funny. First off, we have the classic woolly mammoth, just chilling in a cave in New Mexico. Silly guy. He can't be this close to a meth lab. Next, we have this large mole-looking guy. Yeah, no, he belongs here. He looks like he does meth. And finally, we have a singing dodo bird. Ooh, truly a magnificent creature, a magnificent specimen even. Just listen to her sing. It's beautiful. It's really something. Oh yeah, and Pan is here too. Basically, Grover is trying to convince Pan to come forward to the Council of Magical Sins to prove that he is in fact real. But plot twist, he's been dead this whole time. This is merely just a whisper of his existence. They have not been talking to the real Pan, and the real Pan has been dead for centuries. Oh, you want to know how he died? Oh. Well, it's funny you should ask, because it was you. You killed him. You killed Pan because some of you don't recycle. Okay, it's not you personally. It's like you in general. But okay, maybe not not you in general. There's like a specific you, like not you, but them. I'm talking to them. But not you. It's definitely some, big corporate guys over here. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Yeah. Recycle. Bitch. Anyway, Pan dies and the other kids kind of soul suck him. And also Rachel is here. The squad winds up back in New York and splits up. Teen Annabeth heads back to camp, and Rachel heads out into the wild world. Something about her dad being Jess Bezos or the Elon Cucks. I'm not quite sure. However, I am positive that her father was probably the main responsibility for killing Pan. Team Annabeth needed a ride back to camp, though. They didn't have one. They looked left and right. They couldn't find rescue. Percy fell to his knees and looked towards the sky. Hands raised, face upward. He pleaded, begged. He begged. As a whistle left his lips and was released into the wind, the heavens split. The sun shone and backlit, coming towards us. We see our final funny animal. Approaching is the Boston accent Pegasus. But wait! What is this? More descend, a whole squad of Pegasus. A flock of Pegasi. A herd of flying horses. Truly a miracle. They descend on Percy and the gang with such grace and poise. Their voice, like smooth honey in the back of one's mind from a distant memory of a time lost. Yo, boss. Heard you could use a hoof to get back to camp. Let me and the boys take care of that for you. Yo, Guido, how's your back doing?
Gee, boss. Don't know if I can take a horse Cyclops with me again, Blackjack. Still aching from the last mission.
We make sacrifices, Guido. We make sacrifices in the name of the family. With those final words, the gang flew off into the sunset as we fade out of the story. Nothing bad happens afterwards. No fights, no deaths, no tragedies lost, no prophecies foretold, no war, no battle. For this isn't Percy Jackson, Battle of the Labyrinth. No. This is Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Funny Animals. Overall, I rate the Funny Animals a 10 out of 10. And I give this book a 9 out of 10. Now, tell me in the comments what your funny animal was, and make sure to
What's up?
Hey, saw your video.
You serious? It just went up right now.
You know he always watches first. Always, nothing ever gets past him.
How long do I have?
Not enough to get away.
Then why call if not to warn me?
I called to wish you luck. What are you talking about?